In this video, we'll try to answer another research question. We have a year column in our dataset. We have that in UFO sightings and also in the calendar table. So let us try to think about another research question. Say, hey, we want to see what are the total sightings in any particular year, in the first half of a year, and how many sightings were there in the second half of the year. And we all know that in business circles, H1 is the first half of the year, 1 through 6, it is Jan to June, and second half is from July to December. So let us try to go to our calendar table and let us try to create a new column. And we will try to use, we have a month number in our calendar table. We have created this calendar table in the one of the previous videos. So like I said, the month number ranges 1 through 12. And if the month number falls in 1 through 6 range, let us name it as H1. And the second half will be 7 through 12. So it's a very simple column we're going to create. Click on new column. And once we create that new column, we can name it anyway, any name we want. So I'm trying to name it as semi-annual. And once we have that name in place, let us go ahead and create two variables. And let us try to call the first variable as H1. And like I said, let us create the variable with the keyword var. And let us say name it as H1. Let us go ahead and do that as a next step. Var H1 equal to, and we can use the month number here. Say we can say, hey, equal to calendar table month number in, we'll give the range 1 through 6. So if this is the range, then it is stored in the variable H1. In the similar fashion, we'll create another variable. Let us try to name that variable as H2. And let us try to use a different condition. Let us try to say, hey, if this range falls between 7 to 12, and let us create this variable as H2. So that way we have those two variables available for us. And next thing should be pretty easy for us since we have two variables, and we'll try to use in the return statement. Let us try to use the switch statement. And in this switch statement, we can easily grab those values, use the variables, and create certain names, right? So let us try to use the switch statement. If it is true, then what is the condition? Like I said, we have H1 and H2, two variables. So let us try to use one of the conditions and say if this expression, say the expression what we are giving is, hey, if it is H1, then let us say it is first half of the year. So for our convenience, we'll try to add in the parenthesis as H1 so that when we're using this column, it will be easy for us to understand instead of just writing H1. And if it is H1, then first half. If it is H2, the second half. It's a very simple switch statement, like I said. Let us try to change that to second half. And similarly, let us try to make sure that there's no typo there. Let us try to change that to H2. So this way we have those two available for us. So in the new column, we have that new column semi-annual for us. So we'll try to use that in a visual in the later part of the video. So let us try to make sure that it is working correctly. Let us try to zoom out and see that, hey, we have a new column. Perfect, right? As you can see on the left side, the date is January, and if it is December, second half. So I think this is working perfectly for us. This is the one step which we have to complete before we move on to the next visual report page. Let us try to close this. And once we close this, we will try to go to the report page. To save time, I've already created a report page and I've added the visuals so that it will be easy for us. So let me just go ahead and let us make sure that the UFO tables, yeah, it's perfect. I think the calendar table is created. Like I said, I've created a visual. It has a slicer up top. The year column is coming from the calendar table, and I have added total sightings as a card visual, and I also have used the bar chart in the below, and I've made all those changes. I've added, like I said, year to the slicer. And also let me go ahead and look at the card visual. card visual, I've added total sightings. For now, let us switch it out because we have already, we want to know what are the first half sightings and second half sightings. We need to create two more measures. So let us do that. Before that, let me also click on this particular visual and see on the y-axis I have added semi-annual, the column which we have just created, x-axis total sightings, and the legend month year, and the standard things, right? I have unchecked from the format section, I have unchecked the legend so that it is cleared out. We don't have the legend up top, and all those things based on your needs, you can make those changes, absolutely no worries. And this is a very simple visual. I just wanted to demonstrate that, hey, we want to see both visually what are the first half sightings, and also up top in two different card visuals, we want to see what are the total first half sightings and second half sightings based on the user selection. So, and the slicer also, I made sure that a year is selected all the time. Selection is a single selection. So that way, any given point of time, a year is selected. So that is a very simple visual. And like I said, I went ahead and created two different measures. One for first half of the sightings, H1, and second half of the sightings, H2. It's a very simple measure. Like as you can see on the top left, I've used calculate function. We want to calculate the total sightings. And the filter is, hey, if in that calendar table semi-annual, if it's equal to first half H1, then it is H1 sightings. And similarly, another measure, we'll just swap out, we'll say H2 sightings, and the condition will be different. Here in this case, the filter condition is, if it is equal to second half, then give me those H2 sightings. So it's a very simple measure. So once we do that to create those two measures, we have to use the card visual, and those are the two visuals which are up top. And I've also kept the total sightings so that in case if you want to look at, we have all those three card visuals, right? It's a very simple thing. And I went ahead and done all those format settings, and those are the standard things. I think by now, if you're watching this in playlists, we have done this many times, and that way we have that. Once you enable the title in the data labels, you have those month also, whatever column you have added here, that month also is coming, month and year. So it's a good way, right? In the end of the bar chart, you have those things. And in case if you want in single line, you can keep it like that. But in case if you want the layout to be in multi-line, you have the January 2000, the title of the data label. And also in the bottom, you have those number of sightings. So that way we have those things dealt with. And if you make any selections on the years, you have those things. But I have I went ahead and selected 1957 because that is when the first artificial object was launched into the space by Russian government, USSR, and it's a Sputnik satellite. So I thought I will take that because by then people started looking up into the skies day and night, and maybe they have spotted some objects. I thought I'll filter out. Anyway, we have very few sightings before 57, so I thought that will be easy. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.